Hello, my name is Eric King, and I am applying for a job as a mechanical engineer, and I will be answering questions 2, 6, and 7. In sophomore year of high school, our school went by A and B day schedule for the pandemic, where some students went during the A days and some went during the B days to kind of split up the students. And in our engineering class, we were doing a project where I'll spare the details, but we were required to make a part and work with 4 other group members, and our group members did not talk or communicate very well. We kind of struggled to talk about what we were doing, and we were all on different days, so that caused us to mess up a week to the end of our due date and completely destroy our part. And a lot of our my group mates were willing to throw in the towel and kind of quit on the project. But I decided to stay after class many days during the week and stay longer during the class period in order to completely start the project from scratch, and even learned some techniques along the way to hasten the work up, and ended up completely redoing the part from scratch, and even better than our design originally had. In senior year of high school, we worked on a plastic injection molding project, which required us to 3D model a design that we wanted to turn into plastic. For us, we chose Lego pieces that actually was modeled to fit inside other Lego pieces, but simplified a little more so we could produce it easier, because we're not a multi-billion-dollar company. And so it required us to model out these designs for Legos and subtract it from 2 molding plates, where we would subtract it and then force the plates together and inject plastic into one side, and we had to incorporate sprues and runners and everything that was required to get the plastic into the mold perfectly. So we started by modeling the Legos, and it turned out perfect. We 3D printed a model to make sure it did fit with other Legos, which it did. We subtracted it from a build plate, a 2-side build plate, and machined it on a CNC machine, and that turned out perfect. And we put it together and did the plastic injection process, and it turned out to work perfectly from first machining try, which was very impressive. So both sides of my family, going way back, were engineers. My grandfather, who was a huge inspiration on my mom's side, he was an aircraft engineer in World War II. And on my dad's side, my grandfather was a Exxon Mobil engineer, and my father is a airplane mechanic, and all have been big influences for me. I always looked up to them and always kind of aspired to do what they do one day. And growing up, my dad always wanted to bring me into doing projects around the house. Even my dad likes to do our own car's work, so like even simple things like oil changes, he would make sure to teach me even when I was like 10, like really young. And I always found great interest in it. I always liked how complicated things are that we use every day, and figuring out how they work. And yeah, that eventually made me get into an engineering program in high school, which got me even more interested in the topic, and then NJIT, where I'm a mechanical engineer.